Welcome back to the Debt Sucks podcast, where we take your money problems, add a side of humor, stir in some hard truths, and top it off with just enough "we got this" energy to make you feel like you can take on anything, even that giant credit card bill staring you down. I'm your host, Ben Matthews, bankruptcy attorney, money strategist, and your go-to guy for turning financial chaos into something that almost sounds fun. Now here's the deal. We're about to go there. Most podcasts won't touch this topic with a 10-foot pole. Hey, but that's why you listen to this one, right? We're not here for the typical how-to-get-rich fluff. We're here to talk about the tough stuff, the stuff that most people avoid, but that's exactly what's going to save your family from a hot mess later on. So let's get real for a second. We're all going to die. Yeah, I said it. And no, I'm not trying to ruin your mood. But let's be honest, it's going to happen. Here's the thing. We don't have to leave a total disaster behind for our loved ones when we go. Now, I know what you're thinking. Man, I'm not rich enough for that whole estate planning thing. And to that I say, I don't even want to mention that term. I hate the words estate planning. They sound boring and complicated, like something reserved for people who own mansions and drive cars that cost more than your rent. We're not doing that here. Instead, we're calling it the exit strategy. Because let's face it, that's what we're really talking about. It's about making sure that when it's your time to exit stage left, you're not leaving your family with a mountain of paperwork, arguments, and a bunch of stuff they don't even know what to do with. You want them to grieve, not wrestle over your VHS collection. Now, the exit strategy isn't just for the super rich. It's for anyone who wants to make sure they leave behind clarity, not chaos. No one wants their family fighting over who gets their Beanie Babies or that creepy doll collection they've been secretly hoarding. And trust me, it's way more about peace of mind than yachts and private jets. So let's dive in. We'll talk about how to avoid the chaos and maybe even find a little ecstasy in the process, without all the estate planning nonsense. But first, let me tell you a little story. A few weeks ago, I went for my regular checkup with my doctor. You know, the usual stuff. Blood pressure, cholesterol, the whole let's make sure you're not falling apart just yet routine. But here's the kicker. I looked at my doctor and said, "Doc, how long do I have left?" He gave me a look, like he's heard that question 1,000 times before, and said, "Well, Ben, I can't really give you a solid answer on that." So naturally, I asked, "Well, can you at least give me a ballpark?" But nope, no crystal ball here. Instead, he said, "Let's get you on this medication, work on your diet, and maybe throw in some exercise. That should help you live longer, but no guarantees." Now, I get it. I mean, the guy's just doing his job, trying to make sure I don't eat my way into an early grave. And I really appreciate the effort, even if it's like trying to delay the inevitable with kale and a treadmill. Ugh. But here's the thing. If we can't guarantee how long we've got, why don't we treat the end of our lives the same way we treat our health? I mean, we know we can't live forever unless there's some secret potion I missed out on. So why not prepare for it? At least that way, when it's time for the final curtain call, we don't leave our family trying to figure out if we wanted to be cremated or buried next to our childhood dog. No one expects to live forever. But at least let's make sure we don't leave a mess when we go, right? You never know when that extra year's prescription might run out. Now, before you start picturing your worst-case scenario, the kind of financial chaos that follows the death of a loved one without any planning, let's take a minute and imagine this instead. You pass away, hopefully many years from now, and your loved ones aren't left scrambling through piles of paperwork, fighting with banks, or wondering what your wishes actually were. Instead, they have a well-documented exit strategy that makes everything easier, not just financially, but emotionally. Because, folks, that's the real point of an exit strategy. It's not just about the money. It's about protecting your family from chaos. Then here's the best part. The exit strategy isn't just about wills. It's about giving your family peace of mind, even when you're no longer around to help them. Think about it. You can have a rock-solid retirement plan, But the moment you pass away, all of that could go up in smoke if you don't have a plan for what happens to your stuff. No one likes talking about it, but this is what real grown-ups do. We take responsibility for our futures so the people we love don't have to deal with the aftermath. So let's break this down. An exit strategy isn't just one piece of paper with your last wishes written on it. It's a whole system, and if you don't have it in place, you're leaving your family to figure it out. And trust me, you don't want that. Imagine your loved one is trying to figure out who gets what while navigating a mountain of paperwork with a committee of emotional family members and possibly in-laws trying to make decisions. That's chaos. And it's the last thing you want for your family during an already tough time. So what are we talking about here? First up, wills. A will is a document that says who gets what when you die. It's pretty straightforward, but it can get a lot messier than it needs to be if you don't have it in place. Then there's trust. Now, a trust can get a little more complicated, but it's an incredible tool for managing your estate, especially if you want to avoid probate or ensure your assets are distributed the way you want, without the family drama. And here's where it gets even better. Powers of attorney, or POAs. Specifically, we're talking about healthcare powers of attorney and living wills. These are the documents where you get to say, if something happens to me, this is who gets to make decisions about my healthcare, and here's what I want to happen. So let me break it down. A healthcare power of attorney allows someone you trust to make medical decisions for you if you're unable to. We're talking about life and death decisions, people. Do you want your spouse to make that call? Your kids? Have you talked about it? A living will spells out what you want or don't want in terms of medical treatment in certain situations. If you're ever in a situation where you're unable to communicate, this document ensures your wishes are known. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ben, this sounds complicated and super grown up, and I'm not even sure I'm ready for this. But hear me when I say this. You're already an adult. If you've got kids, assets, or a spouse, you need to make this a priority. Imagine the peace of mind your family will have knowing exactly what you wanted, instead of letting a committee of emotional family members, including your in-laws, make decisions like this under stress. That's the kind of calm you want to leave behind, not chaos. Okay, let's get to something that might hit home for you right now. How about your parents? Have you talked to them about their exit strategy? Probably not, right? It's uncomfortable. No one wants to have that conversation. But here's the thing. If your parents haven't put their plans in place, they're leaving you to figure it out when the time comes. And trust me, that's a situation you don't want to find yourself in. Here's your homework. If you haven't already, go have that conversation with your parents. And don't stress. It doesn't have to be a big, awkward thing. Start with something simple like, I just got my will done. Is yours up to date? It's an easy way to open the door to talk about their wishes. And trust me, it's a whole lot easier than waiting until you're sitting in a hospital room trying to make life-altering decisions for them under stress. Hey, it might feel weird, but that conversation will save everyone a lot of worry and stress and confusion later. And whether you're the one having to make the decisions or not, you'll be glad you had it. And folks, I get it. Talking about death and finances is uncomfortable. But I'm here to tell you, it's way less uncomfortable than the chaos that can follow if you don't take care of this stuff now. And honestly, getting your exit strategy in place is one of the most silent but wealthy moves you can make. It's the ultimate flex for those of us who want to make sure our families are taken care of, even when we're not around. So here's your action step for today. Get on the phone with your lawyer. Or better yet, if you don't have one, get a referral from someone you trust. Set up a meeting. Talk about wills, trusts, healthcare POAs, and living wills. If you're a parent, start thinking about the long-term game plan and who you want to take care of your kids or dog if something happens to you. And yes, you need to choose someone. Your dog deserves a good home too, folks. If you're not a parent yet, don't wait. This is something every adult needs to have in place. And remember, your exit strategy is more than just securing your assets. It's about avoiding chaos for the people you love. So let's get it done.
Hey, let's get real for a sec. The Debt Sucks plan, it's awesome. It works. But not everyone has the time or the patience to chip away at their financial Mount Everest. Maybe you're drowning right now, like creditors calling your grandma, paycheck gone before it lands, sleepless nights count of drowning. Sound familiar? Listen, you don't have to white-knuckle your way through this alone. Instead of spending years battling debt $1 at a time, I've got you. Bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a fresh start. And sometimes hitting reset is the smartest thing you can do. At my law firm here in South Carolina, we take the time to listen to your story and help you figure out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. No pressure, no judgment, just straight answers and real solutions. And if you don't live in South Carolina, don't worry. I can connect you with a trusted attorney in your state. Wherever you are, help is closer than you think. So if you're ready to stop the stress and start fresh, visit debtsucks.info to share a little about your situation or call my office for a free consultation. Let's find your path forward together, because sometimes you don't need a plan, you need a damn lifeline. Let me be that lifeline.
All right, that's a wrap for today's episode. If you found this helpful, do us a favor. Like, follow, subscribe, and share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, leave us a review. We do really appreciate it. Most importantly, take action. Don't wait until it's too late. Hey, until next time, stay smart, stay wealthy, and keep planning for the future like the boss you are. Because, hey, life's too short to let your death leave a mess. Remember, adulting is hard. That makes it harder. But you've got this.